You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. A bit of fogginess on Friday, but a beautiful weekend ahead. Daily Horoscope for Friday, August 4th, 2023. Good morning, friends. This weekend, the Sun in Leo will square Jupiter in Taurus at 14 degrees, and this can be a really positive aspect even though it is a square, and squares are the nature of Mars, symbolizing that there could be some tension, strife, and struggle, but it is between the Sun, which represents our plotline, mission, and life force, meeting up with Jupiter, which is the planet of hope, expansion, vision, and optimism. So it usually represents a time when the energy of Mars fuels and drives our expanded visions, renewed optimism, and nourishment of our souls. It can be a powerful transit that moves things forward in our lives in a positive way. This energy is already building up as the Sun and Jupiter are only 3 degrees away on Friday from perfecting this aspect, meaning you may start to see the doors open for you or the red lights you've been idling at turning green. We also have the moon finishing up her time in Pisces today and ingressing into Aries tonight, and then traveling through Aries all weekend, further activating the get up and go type of energy. The moon in Aries will also make a trine to the Sun on Saturday and a trine to Venus on Sunday, again symbolizing green lights. This weekend looks really uplifting and a time of massive positive action, so I am really loving this. Okay, let's get into the astrology. On Friday, the moon in Pisces starts us off with a harmonious sextile to Uranus in Taurus at 11:34 a.m. Eastern Time, meaning we have some new ideas or new feelings that come into the mix, and we have the opportunity to act on them or save them for later. We may feel a renewed sense of freedom Friday morning that adds a dreaminess to our mood. In fact, you may find yourself suddenly daydreaming with this transit. Then in the afternoon, the moon in Pisces forms a quincunx to Venus retrograde in Leo. Venus is still within range of the Yod formation with Neptune in Pisces and Pluto in Capricorn, so this is the moon coming back in and emphasizing this powerful transit that has been in the background of this Venus retrograde so far. The moon and Venus in a quincunx is really bringing these energies home, and we may feel like purging, clearing, and getting rid of the clutter, the trash, or the dust bunnies that need to go. We have been working on these things a lot, deciding what to keep, what to toss, who to keep talking to, who to block, etc. And this transit is another moment of catharsis for our hearts, minds, and bodies. In the evening on Friday, the moon perfects a sesquiquadrate to the Sun in Leo at 6:53 p.m. Eastern Time. And then just 6 minutes later, the moon conjoins Neptune in Pisces at 27 degrees 22 minutes. We could be feeling a little bit out of sorts with this combination, like running late for an appointment, or like when you thought you knew what you were doing, but then all of a sudden you forget. Like when you are on a mission to get something, and as soon as you walk in the room, you instantly forget what you went in there to get. Then you have to retrace your steps and hope that this simple act will help you pick up the thread that you dropped so you can remember. The moon and Neptune together can create a mental fog, a temporary haze over the mind, a sudden slip into the dream world like Alice falling into the rabbit hole. You blink and there you are in a totally new space, frame of mind, or worldview, and it could feel very surreal, disorienting, and impossible. And our dreams may be off the charts. My dreams have already picked up since the moon ingressed into Pisces, and the other night I dreamed about buying a beautiful box of high-end makeup for only $8. I thought that was a pretty good dream for Venus retrograde in Leo. But my point is that our dreams may be more vivid and symbolic. It's a great time to write them down for future reference. At 7:59 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon makes a quincunx to the South Node in Libra, indicating again a feeling of being lost, swept away in something, or turned around like getting caught in a riptide emotionally, and not knowing your head from your tail. Just 25 minutes later, the Sun in Leo forms a sesquiquadrate to Neptune in Pisces. This transit feels like when you are dreaming and realize that you are in a dream. You know that because you are conscious in your dream, that you should be able to control some of what happens. But the reality is that unless you are skilled at this, it is a lot harder than you would think. So this feels like we are trying to control the uncontrollable, and we are conscious and awake during our attempts. We could fail or succeed. It just depends upon our experience and skill, right? If you find yourself in this sort of metaphorical situation, I recommend relaxing into it and following the open doors. Just like Alice, you may find great value in where they lead. Later in the evening at 9:20 p.m. and 9:49 p.m., the moon makes a sextile to Pluto in Capricorn and a semi-square to Jupiter in Taurus before she ingresses into Aries at 11:19 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is the moon's first harmonious aspect to Pluto since her most recent conjunction with him, but it is the last aspect between herself and Jupiter before she conjoins Jupiter next week. So there is a bit of preparation going on here, where the moon is using the new information that was exposed with Pluto to get ready for her big meeting with the head honcho benefic, Jupiter. It's like she's taking her best suit to the dry cleaners to have it cleaned and pressed, so she makes a good impression next week. When the moon is in the final degrees of Pisces and about to ingress into Aries, there is a lot of extreme energy and the feeling of, will we make it out of the darkness and into the light again? Aries is a sign of initiation, starting new things, and being a pioneer. But Pisces is a sign of using our intuition, depth of feelings, and the desire to merge with the divine and hold on to our faith as we go forth. There's always a bit of holding our breath that happens right before this sign change, like a baby descending down the birth canal. Once the moon makes it to Aries, though, it's full steam ahead. The baby has emerged and taken that first breath and is crying out, "I'm here! I made it!" The motto for Aries is, "I am," and it couldn't be more clear. Aries is the acknowledgement of existence, consciousness, and identity, and not surprisingly, rules the head. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? 2 of Pentacles. On this card, we see a man juggling 2 pentacles that are linked by the infinity symbol. In the background, there is a ship, its sail full of the winds of change, as it stays afloat on the choppy sea. Birds fly in the gales and 2 feathers grace the man's cap. The 2 of Pentacles is about balancing your priorities, the hats you wear, and the responsibilities you have. It represents a very busy time in your life where you are going from one thing to the next, and right now you are doing a great job. This card coming up as the guidance for the day is a reminder that although you are doing a fantastic job of managing everything right now, remember to check in with yourself and schedule some downtime so you can recharge. It's hard to keep up a balancing act forever. This card is also an indication that our time management skills are really important right now. Staying on top of things and not procrastinating is crucial to our success. Staying flexible and adaptable to life's ups and downs, just like the ship on the water, at the same time as keeping all those balls in the air is an amazing feat and one that you can do. Just remember to take breaks. Don't procrastinate, manage your resources, and prioritize. It seems like a very fitting card for Mercury and Mars both in Virgo. So much to do and manage. It may be a great time to break out ye old faithful to-do list to keep everything straight. There are lots of resources for how to effectively make to-do lists, but one of my favorites is by Tim Ferriss in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, where he says to make a short list for each day of the things you can actually get done so you feel productive. Sometimes we make really long lists that would be impossible to complete in a day. We don't want to do that and get overwhelmed. Instead, jot down the most important things you need to do that day and keep it small. It's more satisfying to get a few important things done rather than a bunch of little things that don't really add up to anything. Or worse, not finishing your list at all because it's too long and feeling like a failure. With Mercury and Mars in Virgo, the tendency to be critical of yourself if you aren't perfect is high. So watch that internal voice and set yourself up for success as best you can. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy. Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Morgan-Greer Deck available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.